Welcome to A Mason's Work, the podcast where we review Masonic symbols and illustrate how they can be used to solve problems in everyday life. With your host, Brian Mattox, a proud member of the Craftsman Online Media Network.
So I alluded to this a little bit in the last episode, but one of the things that was not made clear to me when I was going through my degrees about a decade ago was that you are always an apprentice, always a fellow craft, and always a master mason. You don't essentially move from being an apprentice and then fellow craft, into a fellow craft mason. That does not make you not an apprentice anymore, right? You're not. This growth and development isn't destructive. It is inclusive, I guess, is probably the best way to think of it. And so as you go through your degrees, you're going to find that there are times in your life where an apprentice mason's approach is a great way to break new ground, let's say, in a skill you're trying to develop. But it does not necessarily serve you when you have gotten past the basics and you need to move to a fellow craft mason's approach, or you need to move to a master mason's approach. This understanding that you are essentially these perspectives or these mindsets are available to you regardless of what degree you just received or most recently were involved in was a game changer for me. And so I think it would be instructive to talk about what are the good times and places to use, let's say, the apprentice mason's approach. And I've already alluded to one of them, and that is the apprentice mason's approach is great for beginnings. It's using those tools. How should I spend my time using that 24-inch gauge and using the common gavel? What activity or behavior is moving me forward versus what isn't, are great ways to walk into acquiring a new type of knowledge or information. So let's say you're considering a career change, or let's say you're trying to develop a skill to enhance your career, or you're about to undertake a new social activity and you're not sure how to go about it. Apply the apprentice mason's tools, right? Learn, let's say you wanted to learn piano, right? You want to go learn how to play piano. Use the 24-inch gauge first. How much time should I spend trying to learn how to play piano? How much time should I spend listening? How much time should I spend with my fingers on the keys? How much time should I spend reading music? How much time should I spend watching other people, on YouTube, or what have you? When should I get a teacher? And then the gavel will help you figure out which of those activity sets that I just specified, right? You've got your time allocated. Now, which of those activities is going to deliver the most value for you in your learning process? You start to very quickly see that these tools all do great things in trying to help you become a better person, because you can essentially use them as direct guidance on how to approach skill acquisition, how to approach, pretty much any activity you want to pursue in your life. Now you add on to that the fact that you are in a lodge where you can go back to the people in your lodge room and say, I'm struggling with this, or I need help, or does anyone have a blueprint for how to go about this, that, or the other thing? You now are essentially using the craft for what it's capable of. And that is precious. We'll be talking more about when to take on the fellow craft mason's perspective and when to take on the master mason's perspective as you go in subsequent episodes.
The views represented in this podcast are those of the speaker alone and are not representative of any grand or subordinate lodge.
Hi, Brian here. I wanted to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any suggestions or guidance for further episodes you'd like to see or hear, whatever the case may be, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at amasonswork.com. and we will try and incorporate your suggestions into a future recording. Thanks.
Freemasonry teaches us that the true work is within, a lifelong journey of reflection, discipline, and discovery. At A Mason's Work, we help Masons bring out their best selves through meaningful self-inquiry and symbolic practice. From personal reflection to lodge engagement, we offer tools that turn symbols into action. Visit us at amasonswork.com. The work is within. The time is now.